I'm Nixie, and as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I ordered this, the Miniverse Make It Mini Haribo Sweet Set, in preparation for when we make our sweet shop. So inside this box, we are going to be getting some happy cherries, some frogs, some twin snakes, and some gold bears. So let's get this open and get making. So inside we've got different resins. We've got a sort of a vanilla resin here. We've got something that says it's lemon lime, and then the different colours with sort of quite cute teddy shaped packaging. Next up we've got these bags that we can put our sweets in. We have a frog plate and a cherry plate. We have this orange Haribo plate with red gummy bear decoration. We have this bowl. It's got blue and red gummy decorations and little ears, and also is squishy. We then have a gold cake stand that has a gummy bear as a little base here, and sort of the top for it, which again has got little ears on. Then next we have this gold tray and 6 biscuits. We have this cake, which has a slice cut out of it, and there's a hole in the middle so you can put your gummy bears. We have some ice lolly sticks, and we've got the mould that they go into. These ones I assume you probably can unstick them. Yeah, if you want more, you can. But we then also do have a holder for the lollies. We have a spatula and a palette knife, a golden fork with a red gummy bear on top, a little sort of stirrer stick, again, with a gummy bear on top, this time in yellow. We have a measuring jug, it has ears on it, and it's squidgy. We of course have some tweezers, because when do we not have tweezers with Miniverse? And then finally, we have the moulds, and these are things I really wanted, because obviously now you've got mould, you can make as many as you want. So we've got the bears, the snakes, the cherries, and the frogs. Now, as usual, we do of course get these guides, and we also get the one that shows us how to make everything. So with this kit, you've got the chance to make happy cherry biscuits, frog biscuits, twin snakes ice lollies, and a gold bear's cake. Now for me, because I want to do a sweet shop, my main thing is just to make the sweets themselves. So we're going to start there, and then we'll see where we go afterwards. Right, so we'll start with the easiest mould first, and we'll just do the teddies. So just squeeze small amounts in, and this is using the yellow, the orange, the red, and the green. Right, and there we go. So now we just need to set these. Okay, so I've put those under a UV nail light thing to sort of set, and we'll get on with the next ones. So let's have a go at these twin snakes. So this one's slightly more tricky because you've got to put a line of colour in each side of the snake. And this one seems to suggest you could use any of the 5 colours. So let's have a go. Now, I've never actually had twin snakes, so I don't know if there's specific colours that are meant to go with each other. Therefore, if these are wrong, I apologise, we're just going for kind of random. Okay, so they have bled into each other a little bit, but I think that's just going to happen. Actually, my apologies, I was not looking at the instruction guide, naughty naughty. It does tell us that we need to make purple and do purple and orange, and then do yellow and green ones, and blue and red. But it's fine, we can have a variety of colours. Alright, let's make some purple though, so we can be a bit more authentic. So we just put some drops of this. And some drops of this one. I think I'll use a toothpick to mix it. I'm not looking that purple. Okay, that is a sort of purple, however, mixing it causes an awful lot of bubbles, so is there a technique to mix it so you don't have bubbles? Oh well, I guess we do try and just gloop it in and hope for the best. It's very bubbly in nature. Okay, so there we go. Technically I only have one that's wrong colour. We've got a blue and yellow. Everything else is the colours they've told me it should be. And we get some bubbles out. You know, I think I'm going to let this just sit for a while and maybe some of the bubbles will rise to the surface. Okay, well let's try the cherries. So we've got to do the stalks green and obviously the cherry bits themselves red. So let's put some of the green and then let's put in the red. Okay, those are actually not too bad looking, so I think we should get them set. Right, so the final sweet we've got is frogs, and these are sort of a 2-part thing. So you put the green in, set it, and then you've got to do the sort of white bottom bit. So let's just pour in some green so we can get it set. Now for the bottom of the frogs, it looks like we've got to mix these. It doesn't really say how much each, so I'm going to assume just an even amount. So this is just clear liquid, whereas this is more solid. It almost looks like it's got a pinkish tinge to it. I'm sure it should just be white, but Let's just try mix it. Right, let's have a go at topping these up with this then. So let's just splodge it in to fill these to the top. Let's hope I actually have made enough of this stuff. Okay, we did it, there was just enough. Let's get those set. Right, but while that's setting, I think we can start taking some of these out. Now these, every single one has air bubbles. I don't know how to prevent it. But let's get these out of the mould. And look, we have mini gummy bears. I think they've turned out pretty well, those are cute. And now what we're technically meant to do is cover the cake in icing, cover it in the gummy bears, and put a load in the middle. I mean, for the basic effect, we can do it without the icing, so that's how it would look. Because I'm not sure I want to waste my precious gummy bears. I think we will do the snakes, and we will do the biscuits, but I'm not sure about doing the cake. Right, so let's get our snakes out of the mould. And here they all are, including our sort of rogue one that was blue and orange. Or yellow. I can't really tell, they're very similar, the orange and yellow. Right, for the lollies, it looks like we put a load of this clear resin in the moulds. And then we put our snakes in as well. Look, and we can actually use our tweezers for something. Okay, it then says to use yellow and green to top them up. I'm going to use yellow and orange because we're using green for the frogs and the cherries, and if I want to make some more of them I need to keep more of the green than I do the yellow and the orange, which are only really being used for the snakes and the gummy bears. Right, let's now pop the lids on and we'll get that set. Right, hopefully this has now been long enough. We will try and remove these lollies. And can we get the lollies out? Come on. Okay, not bad. I mean, you can probably see there's quite a lot of bubbles in these, but it is what it is. I also think these are a little bit large for Barbie. I think everything else is probably okay, but these probably a little bit big. I mean, not saying that you can't, but if you compare that to her mouth, you're going to be there a while with that lolly. So let's put the lollies in their stand. I'm not sure how it's meant to work, because they're longer than the stand, so they kind of wobble about a bit, but there you have it. Right, so now let's get our cherries and our frogs out. You know what, I think these have actually come out pretty well. Here is one of the cherries, and here is one of the frogs. Okay, so the biscuits, we're putting the vanilla in that bowl, mixing it with blue for the frogs and pink for the cherries. So let's put some blue in with this and give it a mix. Right, and then let's just splodge some of this blue in the middle. Right, and then we can pop our frogs in the middle. So it kind of looks like they're on a pond. Right, and so we've done the same thing again, white icing but with some red to make it pink. Spread it on the biscuits, and then we're just going to gently place our cherries. And now we can set all of these. Right, and here are our finished frog biscuits and our finished cherry biscuits. Personally, I'm really happy with how these turned out. I think the frogs and cherries came out the best, if I'm honest. So yeah, pretty pleased with those. You know what, let's just do it. Let's make the cake. I made another batch of gummy bears, so why not? Okay, recommended doing the outside and the top separate, that's fine, we can do that. So let's start placing our gummy bears. Okay, so now that's set, let's do the top, and then we shall have our cake. And there we go, that is our finished cake, so it's not too bad looking. Here's the slice. I have discovered a slight problem. This now doesn't actually fit over the cake. They could have done with making it just a little bit bigger. Right, and the last thing we need to do is put them in the bags. And I have been making a few more so that we can do this. So there they all are. You know, I do think I am going to have to make some clear ones though, because we've only done the red, green, yellow and orange. So I guess we'll use some of that clear resin. It didn't say to do that, but I think we need to just to make the pineapple ones. I'm not going to seal this bag though, but I will seal this one because I didn't actually enjoy making the twin snakes. They didn't come out very well. So we can just have one singular bag of these. Okay, so let's just peel that off and we'll fold it down. There we go. There is our bag of sweets. And just in comparison to our Barbie, it is a big bag, but it does it as a share bag, so we can get away with that. What I really wanted the sweets for though was putting in here, because like I said, this is part of my sweet shop. So here we go. Probably still need to make a few more, but this is where I'm at currently with the amount I've made. Also, thank you to the comments saying that I can use this scoop, which is the one from the Mini Minis fridge, and this is the ice scoop, but it works as a perfect sweet scoop. Slowly we are starting to fill this. But for now, here is everything we've made. We've got our cherry biscuits, our frog biscuits, our gummy bear cake, and our twin snakes lollies. Now I'm really pleased I got this Haribo set, especially as it was on offer when I bought it on Amazon. We're starting to build up my sweet shop inventory. Now in my opinion, the worst ones to make were the twin snakes, but I'm okay with that because I don't think twin snakes are quite as common in the UK anyway. The other three, cherries, frogs and bears, I think all turned out really well. I think particularly the cherries and the frogs, just because they've got those sort of two colours, are more effective looking, like just a bit more interesting, but the bears obviously great. I will be making some clear ones. I'm also tempted to make some blue ones. You know, there's no reason we can't have blue gummy bears. I'm not using that colour resin for anything else because I'm not making many more of the twin snakes, so I think we should have some blue as well, why not? Let me know though which of the sweets you liked the best, and if you've got suggestions for what I should be adding into my sweet shop, I'm very interested to hear them because like I said, this is happening in the new year, we are making a sweet shop. So anyway, thank you so much for watching as we checked out the Miniverse Make It Mini Haribo set. And if you did like this video, please do hit the thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos, do subscribe, and I'll see you soon.